researchers across the country to promote research betterment, encouraging collaborative research, innovation, and supporting professional growth of researchers across disciplines. Under the aegis of this association, a one-week national level workshop on the topic of enhancing research paper writing skills was organized from 10 to 17 July. The reputed faculties of country's top educational institutions such as IITs, JNU, and DU shared their expertise on different topics on research paper writing. This time we also had the pleasure to be joined by the few professors from other countries, amongst which Professor Mahmood from South Africa and Professor Lundvall from Malaysia are prominent ones. Indian Research Scholar Association is thankful to all those eminent scholars for their time and guidance in this workshop. For today's valedictory session, we feel pleasure to be joined by big academic personalities such as Professor Raghavendra Tiwari, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Punjab, Professor Sanjeev Kumar, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Maharaja University, Azamgarh, Professor Baskaran from University of Malaya, Malaysia. Next, I will invite Mr. Vikash to present formal welcome address to our chief guest of today's session. Vikash, sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Arpan Madam. First of all, my pranam to Professor RP sir and all the dignitaries. Uh, First of all, I would like to welcome uh, to respected, I can say, by Vice Chancellor sir, Professor RP Tiwari sir, who is the Vice Chancellor Central University Bathinda and former Vice Chancellor of Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University Sagar. Uh, from that institution, I have completed my post graduation. So I would like to welcome to Professor Sanjeev Kumar sir. Sir is Honorable Vice Chancellor, Suhel University, Azamgarh. And I would like to also welcome to Professor Baskaran sir, who is also from my discipline and also good friend of mine. And I would like to also welcome all the participants and the dignitaries who have joined from the various parts of the India and also from the abroad. So just I will read the brief report of this workshop. So in this workshop, uh, Honorable Chief Guest Sir, we have conducted uh, 17 academic session. In those sessions, we have invited 17 academicians from the eminent Indian universities and institutions and from the abroad. So in this, we have invited resource persons from the IITs Bombay, IIT Roorkee, uh, IIT Bombay, IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, and we have also invited speakers from the Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, Delhi University, University of Delhi, University of the Hyderabad, Banaras Hindu Vidyalaya Kashi, Allahabad University, and other parts of the India. And we have invited some speakers from the social science research institutions. Two directors have joined, one Professor Nisa Pandey, she is a director of the Gujarat Social Science Research Institutions, and one Professor Sunny Dolly, she is a director of the Social Science Research Institutions, Ahmedabad. So in this workshop, we have selected 100 participants from the different states of the India. So in this, we have selected 35 research scholars, sir, from the northeast. Some are from the Arunachal Pradesh, some are from the Manipur, from the Meghalaya, from the Nagaland, and we have selected 15 research scholars and assistant professors from the south. And we have also selected some scholars from the Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and others Hindi region. So this is today's the valedictory session of this 1 week research paper writing workshop. So I will not take more time. Just I want to share my one experience when I was the student of, because Professor R.P. sir is here. So when I was the student of the post graduation in the Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University Sagar, that time I was the preparing the UPSC examination, और मैं हॉस्टल्स का कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा था। सो वहाँ पर एक नोटिस आया था कि सभी हॉस्टलर्स को हॉस्टल छोड़ना है। तो मुझे किसी ने कहा कि इफ़ यू विल गो टू दी ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर सर ऑफिस, तो वो आपको अलाउ करेंगे। और मैं सर के ऑफिस में गया, और 2019 की ये बात है। मैं सर के ऑफिस में गया और उन्होंने कहा यू आर एस्पिरेंट्स ऑफ द यूपीएससी। मैंने कहा यस सर, आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग एंड जस्ट आई एम क्वालिफाइंग द प्रीलिम्स। तो उन्होंने कहा फिर तुम यहाँ पे मेरे ऑफिस क्यों आए हो? मुझे फ़ोन कर सकते थे, मैसेज कर सकते थे। यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स को इतना ज़्यादा टाइम ऑफिस में और इतना घूमने में नहीं देना चाहिए, जाओ आप हॉस्टल में रहो। और तो ऐसी पर्सनालिटी हमारे साथ आज इस वर्कशॉप में हैं। चीफ गेस्ट एड्रेस के रूप में आज हम उनको सुनेंगे। बहुत सारी सर की सरलता की बातें हैं। हम लोग देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे जो वाइस चांसलर्स होते हैं, एंड इन दिस 3 years 4 years when I have appointed the vice president of this association, scholars have given me opportunity. So we have invited almost 65 to 70 vice chancellor for the lecture in this association. So जो सरलता हमारे सर में है, ऑनरेबल आरपी सर में है, कि यूजी का स्टूडेंट भी जब हम लोग सागर के विद्यार्थी तो जा कर के उनसे इजीली मिल सकते थे और अपनी समस्याएं शेयर कर सकते थे। और हम छोटा सा कोई प्रोग्राम करते थे, जस्ट लाइक स्टूडेंट गैदरिंग। सो इफ वी हैव इनवाइटेड टू सर, तो सर हमें ज्वाइन करते थे, आते थे, हमारे हॉस्टल आते थे। सो सर, thank you for your kindness, and I will not take more time. Just I would like to invite to Arpan madam for the further proceeding. Over to you, Arpan madam.
थैंक यू मिस्टर विकास। एक्चुअली जो आपने पहले देखा वो हम अभी देख रहे हैं। मैं अभी सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पंजाब की पीएचडी रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ। अभी भी हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से सर हमारे इवेंट पे, हर छोटे से छोटे इवेंट पे आके हम अप्रिशिएट करते हैं। तो नेक्स्ट जो है वो सर हमारे आरपी सर का ही लेक्चर होगा। So उसके लिए I would like to invite Ms. Sakshi to present a formal introduction to our first guest of honor in today's Valedictory session. Ms. Sakshi.
Thank you, Arpan ma'am.
Okay.
Sakshi, you are presenting. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Please.
Wait. Excuse me. Good evening to everyone present here. I'm Sakshi, research scholar from Banaras Hindu University, and it is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to introduce the esteemed chief guest of today's valedictory session of our virtual workshop. We are deeply honored to have with us Professor Raghavendra Tiwari sir, who is currently serving as the Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Punjab, Bathinda. He is a distinguished professional in a field of geology with an outstanding track record of academic excellence. Sir is a professor in geology, Mizoram University. Sir is also served as head Department of Geology for 2 terms, Dean of School of Studies for 13 years, and Finance Officer for nearly 4 years at Mizoram University, besides serving as a member of the Academic Council, Executive Council, and the University Code. Sir was also a member of the University Grant Commission and the Executive Council of NAC, Bangalore. With his deep insights, visionary approach, and commitment to the education, has inspired countless learners, and Sir has also contributed extensively through as a member Mizoram State Higher Education Council, Member as a governing body and research advisory council of Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, Dehradun. Sir was also member research advisory council of Birbal Sani Institute of Paleosciences, Lucknow, and member Exploration Research Advisory Committee of Atomic Mineral Division, Northeastern Region, Ceylon. And Sir also headed the several committees of UGC, Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, concerning higher education. And with in a very short terms, we I'm going to tell about the awards and fellowships, which is a L. Rama Rao Birthday Centration Award for significant contribution in Indian stratigraphy and paleontology, 2012, by Geological Society of India, Bangalore. Dr. S.M. Naqvi Gold Medal Award for significant contribution in Indian geology in 2014 by Geological Society of India, Bangalore. And we are truly privileged to have such a dynamic and knowledgeable personality to grace the valedictory session and share valuable insight with us today. Please join me in warmly welcoming our chief guest, Sir Professor Raghavendra Tiwari, sir, to this session. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, okay.
And over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vikash, for having me here. Yes, of course, I was in Sagar, and you were one of the brilliant students. Apart from having Vice-Chancellor and student relationship, we are also alumni of Dr. Hari Singh University. So that way you are my younger brother. Because I studied in Sagar, you studied as well. So we are brothers. Professor Sanjeev Kumar ji, it's nice to see you. And I have visited the university, I have seen it, and I have learned that you are taking it to greater heights in terms of infrastructure, in terms of learning landscape, and also in terms of conducive ecosystem for imparting quality education and research. Dr. Baskaran ji, nice to see you. We are often talk about brain drain, brain gain, and brain circulation and brain return. You are in third stage, brain circulation. Indian brain is circulating. It is in circulation. It's in high demand. And the last stage, I hope, would be brain return when you come back to India and guide young brains here in your domain knowledge field.
Sure,
Arpan,
sir.
happy to see you here. And I'm delighted to see two faces from Northeast, where I served for 31 years. I went there at the tender age of 23 and returned when I was 55. What I like this about this association which Vikash is running, that he has given space for all young brains to showcase their skills, to showcase their talent, and also learn in the process. That is the actual meaning of learning. And the young ones who will really be the future of India and taking forward the country in almost every field of life. So my compliments to you, Vikas, and I want to see you growing and reaching to greater heights. And I know you have capability because, I remember I used to participate in debates in the hostel and used to speak better than me on many times and on many topics. So please continue this good work and continue good academics, and God will certainly bless you. Coming back to this topic, this is very good coincidence. So Sanjeev Saab, this is really very good coincidence that, on 11th of July, on Purnima day, we celebrated Guru Purnima and Vyas Pujan. We all know that Rishi Vyas is credited with writing the Vedas. And you are conducting this workshop during this time on academic writings. So it's really very good coincidence, very pleasant coincidence. In a way, we are celebrating the writing skills of Vyas ji and many other scholars. The learning landscape is changing very fast, and newer skill sets are emerging, and we have to empower our youth, our learners, with those skill sets. Otherwise, the country will be left behind. If we see what actually country needs from the youth and from the higher education institutions, we need intellectuals, we need economists, we need social scientists, we need environmentalists, we need space scientists, and several other fields. So the youth, our young ones, our young brains, and we all know that we are the most young nation, the youngest nation in the world, and we talk about demographic dividend. We talk about Viksit Bharat, that is national aspiration. This can really meet when we can inculcate and develop plethora of skill sets in our youth. And academic writing is one of those skills. We know that, though we are now number one in terms of population, but if we see the number of academic writings that appear every year, then our population and the number does not match. Everywhere, whether it is in international ranking systems or the national ranking systems, national and international accreditation system, there is a huge weightage for academic research articles in Scopus listed journals and in Web of Science listed journals. And, if we see the contribution of India, it is not in top five in terms of per person average publication. Because we are huge numbers, therefore the number is large. But when it comes down to average publication per person, then number becomes very small. And to be further divided among the science, social science, humanities, languages, 90% of research articles are contributed by the faculty and researchers from science disciplines. It's hardly 10% that comes from social science domain. So it is in this context also that this workshop organized by Vikash and his team is really very relevant, very significant, very timely and very topical. Because, if we can activate, we can inspire the research scholars and teachers from social science domain, our number will go up and we will be top academic writing country in the world. The academic writing is the end product of the entire learning exercise. I'll share some of my experience and what we have done, say in Central University, Punjab. Arpan knows it. Earlier UGC made mandatory for every research scholar to publish 2 research articles before submission of thesis. And year before last, UGC relaxed this criteria, but we did not budge. And see, our research scholars have gracefully accepted this. They had to still publish 2 research articles before they can submit their doctoral thesis for evaluation. So, this helps them to get trained in academic writing. Unless, we give them scope to write, they will not write. So, this we have done. And to our PG students also, in last semester, we had dissertation. In all the programs, every student has to do the dissertation. And in PG also, what we have made is that a student has to submit draft of the research article to the teacher. Then only they will be given degree. Their result will be out. So these 2 provisions have really created huge impact. And Arpan knows it, that of all the central universities which were set up in or after 2009, Central University Punjab is number 1 in terms of publications in Scopus listed journals. Now, Vikash knows, and all of you might be knowing, that, when we sit down for writing, what are the things that are required? What is the thought process? What is the mindset that we should have for writing academic article? Number 1 is the basic concepts about the topic on which we are going to write. Basic concepts, that those have to first come in our thought process. And alongside, we have to also recollect the basic facts about this, means information about that topic on which we are writing, and what are the concepts, basic concepts that control the content and intent of the writing that we are going to produce. So, this is the first step. And this is followed by explanation of those ideas. So we have to explain the concepts, that why this concept is relevant in this particular context, on this particular topic, why that concept is relevant, and how this will facilitate further writing on that very topic. So here, the classify, describe, discuss, explain, identify, locate, recognize, report, select, and translate. These things, in terms of when we explain the ideas, we have to take these things into consideration. The third one, which is very important, is the literature survey, review of literature. And what we do here, Vikash and Sanjeev Punjab, is many of our research scholars, they have one publication they have review paper on that topic. They publish it in Scopus listed journals, especially science. Students registered in science domain discipline. So one article, 2 research articles that I'm talking about, that our students publish before publication. One is review article, another is research article. So two they publish. Some of them they publish more than two also, 4, 5. And we have award. On our foundation day, we give award to the research scholar who publishes maximum number of research articles in Scopus listed journals. Every year, we give award. So this is very important. Normally, the old psychology is that review is written when somebody becomes master in that field. This is old concept. That is in fact the beginning of the academic writing, because on that topic you go through with all published literature available in public domain, and then you study those papers and you write their inference, their result in your own language. So actually it is here when you write a review article, this is the occasion when राइटिंग का बीज बोया जाता है, जिसको मैं बोलते हैं. We sow the seed of academic writing when we go for actual, because you have to write in your own language. So you have to read the research article, you have to understand it, you have to assimilate it, and then you write in your own language. So this gives review article writing gives you the basic training for academic writing. Then, the third stage is that, you have the objective set. 4, 5 objectives, whatever number. And then depending on the depth of work that you have done under those topics, you select one for writing one article, another objective for the writing, and so on and so forth. So what was that objective? And what are the experimentation that is carried out? Or what is the concept, new concept that is provided? So the experiment data, then analysis, then drawing inferences, and supporting your finding from others' work or disagreeing with others' works. All the time we don't have to be confirmatory. If our results so are different than the previous work carried out, then then we disagree also, giving concrete ideas, evidences that why we disagree. Because if we are stuck up at confirmatory stage, then there will not be new findings. So, the interpretation of data, where actual writing skill is required. So, your interpretation of data, drawing connection between different concepts that you have deduced in the beginning, in the introduction, and making inferences, conclusions. That is the just one. Then whatever conclusions you have drawn, the next stage in the academic writing comes, whatever conclusion you have drawn or somebody has drawn, then justification for this, argument for this, and evidences for this. So justification comes in terms of, in case of social sciences, evidences come in terms of research where experiments are involved. And so complete, justification, complete, argument in favor of your findings, arguments, counter arguments in favor of your finding. And the last one, which is very important, is how this work is different from others and how this work is new how this writing has enhanced the understanding of the word on that particular topic, how it has already added new knowledge in that topic. So all these things come in summary or in conclusions. So this way, the entire writing is complete. Now, this depends how argumentative one would be in his or her doctoral thesis. It also depends on the quality of the data. So data quality is very important, because if the data is not qualitative, quantity is also required, because in certain research where you need long series data to arrive at certain conclusion, so quantity also matters. And the quality of the data, for example, in social sciences, we have primary data set, secondary, tertiary. So how you are collecting the data, how sound your questionnaire, and what is the quality response of your questionnaire, because only quality questionnaire is not enough. There has to be quality response also. So all these things together determine the quality of the work, and also the new dimension that is added in the academic writings. So in this entire exercise, in the intersection of academic writing, what we find is that a lot of insight on the part of the researcher is needed, and the depth of knowledge in that concept. And for this, we have to read every day, and we have to write also every day. This will give you the practice. And what we call it, creative writing. Academic writing for the purpose of publication in research journals, that is needed, because that determines what is our rank in NIRF, what is our score in accreditation by NAC. ये तो राजकाज का काम है, लेकिन समाज के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं? कोई एक रिसर्च आर्टिकल हमने रिसर्च पेपर में पब्लिश कर दिया, दैट रिमेन्स इन द रिसर्च पेपर, दिस इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल, दिस इज नॉट एक्सेसिबल टू द जनरल पीपल. And as I said in the beginning, it is not science only that matters in the advancement of the country, and also in development of human agency. So, social scientists have big role, because, the social imperatives are also required. The social changes that are happening, their analysis, whether those are in the right path or not. And so, the role of social scientist is not second to anyone, but unfortunately, we do not attach much significance. We emphasize and overemphasize academic writings in science, but in social sciences, sort of neglected area. Now, ICSSR and even the DST, DBT, University Grants Commission. There's a lot of emphasis now on multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary research component. So we have to get ready for these things. I'll just explain what are these. You may be knowing, but just to recapitulate. ये 4 शब्द हैं: disciplinary, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. Disciplinary is that you have one basket and you have one, say, apple in one basket. You have another basket, whether you have banana. You have another basket where you have grapes. You have another basket where you have guava. So this is disciplinary. No connection between the disciplines. So the research and academic writing has to involve lot of interdisciplinary component. How? So these are disciplinary. Now in one basket, you put all these fruits. So this becomes multidisciplinary. But there is not much interaction between various disciplines. Like if you put sociology, psychology, history, economics, political science together, so there's not much interaction in multidisciplinary studies and research, because interaction is only surface to surface interaction, no deeper interaction. So psychology does not know what is happening in sociology, sociology doesn't know what is happening in political science, and so on and so forth. So only superficial interaction is there between the disciplines in case of multidisciplinary. Interdisciplinary. You cut those fruits. You cut banana, you cut apple, you cut guava, grapes, and other fruits. जैसे fruit salad होता है, and you keep it in one basket. So this becomes interdisciplinary. There is greater interaction between the disciplines. Last में है transdisciplinary. All these different types of fruits you grind together and put it in the plate. What you get is new product. And we need to make new product. We have to create new ideas. We have to create new concepts. Therefore, we need to migrate from disciplinary research to multidisciplinary to interdisciplinary, then to transdisciplinary. अभी विकास मैं आपको एक व्हाट्सएप भेजूंगा.
जी सर, जी सर.
एक स्कीम अनाउंस हुई है फंडिंग की. See, there is fusion of social science and science. One social science discipline and one science discipline is made one basket, and there are 7 baskets. So that explains the relevance of interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary research. And once you have done good research, the quality of academic writing will be determined by the quality of the research that is conducted. So, this is very necessary, and there are a lot of opportunities available now for social scientists. पहले social science के लिए कुछ नहीं था. Research fundings were heavily tilted towards science disciplines. But now, IMPRESS scheme of ICSSR, which was launched in 2018, and translational research component, I tell you because Arpan, you will be knowing that our commerce department teacher has got 1.2 crore research project day for study sanctioned by ICSSR. Social science में इतना बड़ा funding पहले possible नहीं था. So government is doing a lot. Now we have to grab all those opportunities. And 5 साल के अंदर नया स्किल सेट इमर्जेस. आज जो स्किल्स चाहिए वो 5 साल 10 साल के बाद ऑब्सोलीट हो जाएंगी, इररिलेवेंट हो जाएगी, नए स्किल सेट इमर्ज करेंगी. तो लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्नर बनना है. और जो एकेडमिक राइटिंग में जो अब एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या के रूप में उभर के आ रहा है, वो है रिट्रैक्शन ऑफ रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स. Retraction of research articles for false data, for plagiarism, for these reasons, retraction of research articles is happening. And now NAC has decided, and NIRF, National Institute of Ranking Framework, has decided that they will give negative marking for retracted research articles. If some universities they will decide that if some university, say in 1 year, 20 research articles are retracted. Retracted means if it is published, later on it is found that the research article has copied something from somewhere, has given false data, used the previous diagrams, curves, tables, analysis, etc., then research journals, they retract that article and they put it in public domain that a research article has been retracted.
Rejected.
So, therefore, academic writing has to be candidates or researchers' own writing. AI has come and generative AI has come. Now, and how generative AIs are working? They are working on large language model, LLM, and various chat GPT is the simplest one. China has its own LLM, Japan has its own LLM. So there are now 5, 6, 7, LLM available. We can use AI. And this year, Government of India has declared 2025 as year of AI. So we have to integrate it in our teaching and research. But, we can generate basic draft using generative AIs. But we have to edit it. Without editing, we cannot do, otherwise we will be caught. So we have to edit it. We have to take the concepts of writing from Gen AIs. We can create basic framework of academic writing, but every section we have to edit it. We have to use our own language. But the framework, for the purpose of framework, we can, creating a skeleton of the academic writing, we can take use of AI. I think other speakers are waiting, so because I did not take much time. And Arpan, why I am not invited? Because so far here, you invite him. Huh?
Well, from now on, you will be
Oh, you
invited.
invited. We'll give him hospitality and other thing. You invite him here, arrange his lecture for the research scholars. Okay? You
Well, it
propose,
will be
I will
our
approve it.
privilege.
You propose, I will approve it. He will come and deliver lecture here for the research scholars. Okay?
Thank you so much. It will be a privilege for our association.
And thank you for, Vikas, thank you for connecting me with Professor Sanjeev Sharma and Dr. Baskaran ji. I invite both of you, sirs, here to our university. You can just tell me the topic of your talk and the time. Then we will have you here. And thank you. I think Rinkyolu, you are from Nagaland.
Greetings, sir. I'm from Arunachal, sir.
You are from Arunachal. Which tribe you belong to?
I belong to Mishmi tribe, sir.
Mismi, okay.
Yes.
Geologically, Mismi is very famous. That is the Mismi block. From there, Himalaya trends towards south. Isn't it? That is extreme Khan of Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes, sir. We have Mishmi Hills, sir.
Yes, Mismi Hills. Mismi Hills, yes. So that is in fact buffer between main Himalaya and Arakan-Yoma hill range. That is buffer type area. Yeah. So डॉक्टर साहब, प्रोफेसर शर्मा साहब, आपसे देख करके बहुत अच्छा लगा और थैंक यू विकास, connecting with 60 young and 2 senior academicians. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. Whatever we have learned throughout this 7-day course, you have not only summarized it, but have added to it. And from where you just ended on the AI part, we just started our workshop from there. And also the emphasis you put on the need to be a lifelong researcher with the evolving technology in the research. So we are very grateful for your presence, and for sure from now onwards we will keep inviting you we are very impressed. Like actually, we are very surprised by the vast area of knowledge you are having in so detailed. Just now I saw how confident you are talking about Arunachal's uh, local things. And I'm very glad to, I feel very privileged that all my fellow participants in this workshop have been able to hear the intensive research publishing process that we go through in Central University of Punjab. So I feel very proud to be a student of the University of Punjab and Legal Writing. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Next, we have with us Professor Sanjeev Kumar. He is Vice-Chancellor in Maharaja Suhel University. And he is an accomplished academic leader with over 30 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration in different categories. Speaking about his research experience, Professor Sanjeev has given significant contribution in the field of mathematical modeling and body modeling. Professor Sanjeev has done PhD in 1996 in computational fluid mechanics and in 1992 from Agra University, Agra. Before holding office as Vice-Chancellor of the current university, he has served as the head of Department of Mathematics in the Ambedkar University of Agra, Director of ICAC, the Ambedkar University, Agra, and being academic in the same university. He has done a remarkable job as the admission coordinator for the university's admission process, and he has also acted as the director of Institute of Engineering and Technology and the director of Engineering. In appreciation of his model of contribution and dedication to excellence, he has been conferred with several prestigious awards, namely the Distinguished Service Award, the Distinguished Tradition of India, and the Professor Award, Forms, University Best Teacher Award, the Bachelor Award, etc. He has also been a consultant on the e-learning project of Uttarakhand State Government, which is funded by the World Bank. Some of his noteworthy research projects include Center of Excellence to Department of Mathematics by UP State Government, Lucknow, in 2022, and a research project from UP State Government on mathematical modeling of tumor growth and its treatment as principal investigator. Professor Sanjeev also holds membership in distinct scientific bodies and editorial body boards like the Journal of Mathematical Physics, USA, Chief Editor of International Journal of Pure and Applied Sciences, Editor in the International Journal of Engineering and Mathematical Science, and Academia. He is credited with publishing 125 plus research papers on national and international levels, several books on mathematics and statistical techniques, and he is part of the organizing of national and global conferences, seminars, and workshops. Regarding his academic visits, he has visited several countries such as USA, Canada, Russia, Brazil, Spain, South Africa, and Georgia, etc. I think this series will not end even for 2 hours. So now wasting your time. The purpose of this reading this series was to just ensure our participants about his expertise that he will be sharing with us. So, sir, I welcome you to the afternoon research current presentation for your time in the voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Although your voice was not clear somehow, some technical issue is there. So first of all, I'm really thankful to you that you invited me to speak over here on this auspicious conference, and which has been especially organized during the महीना of सावन. और सावन के महीने का अपना एक महत्व है कि अगर हम सावन के महीने को देखें तो इसका सिर्फ और सिर्फ धार्मिक महत्व नहीं है, वैज्ञानिक रूप से बहुत ज्यादा महत्व है इसका। और पौराणिक कथाओं के अनुसार समुद्र मंथन भी सावन के महीने में ही हुआ था, जैसी मेरी जानकारी है, जैसी मेरी थोड़ी सी जानकारी है। और एक समुद्र मंथन आप कर रहे हैं, कोई भी कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज करना, कोई भी वर्कशॉप ऑर्गेनाइज करना भी एक समुद्र मंथन है, और उसी मंथन से कुछ ना कुछ निकलता है। वो अमृत भी हो सकता है, वो विष भी हो सकता है। तो विष तो भगवान शंकर स्वयं आएंगे, उसे पी लेंगे, और अमृत हम लोगों के लिए छोड़ जाएंगे। उसी अमृत का पान करके हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे। मेरे लिए परम आदरणीय प्रोफेसर तिवारी सर यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं, अब तक के जीवन में मेरी उनसे 2 मुलाकात हैं और तीसरी मुलाकात मेरी आज ऑनलाइन हो रही है। दोनों मुलाकातें बहुत महत्वपूर्ण थी। उनका जिक्र मैं यहाँ पर कैसे करूं, मेरे पास उनको जिक्र करने के लिए शब्द नहीं है। और दोनों मुलाकातों में जिस तरह से आपने सर मुझे आशीर्वाद दिया, मुझे या मेरे विश्वविद्यालय को आशीर्वाद दिया, उसके लिए मैं हमेशा आपका सर ऋणी रहूंगा। मेरा विश्वविद्यालय आपका हमेशा ऋणी रहेगा, क्योंकि उन हालातों में सर आपने विश्वविद्यालय को सपोर्ट किया जब अन्य कहीं से सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रहा था। और आपके द्वारा जो दीक्षा दी गई उस समय जब मेरे यहाँ पहली नेक की विजिट हुई थी, वही मेरी सर जब मैं IQAC का डायरेक्टर बना और जब मैंने दोबारा अपने यहाँ विजिट कराई सर, तो वहाँ के जो 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 आपने मुझे जो अमृत दिया या जो मुझे ज्ञान दिया, उसको सर मैंने दूसरी विजिट में यूज किया सर। और आप लोगों के आशीर्वाद से हम लोग सर A+ लेकर के आए। लोग विश्वास नहीं कर रहे थे कि आगरा विश्वविद्यालय को सर A+ मिलेगा, उसके लिए आप साधुवाद के पात्र हैं। दूसरी घटना का जिक्र मैं आप कैसे करूं सर, बस एक लाइन कहूंगा कि मैं आज जो बैठा हुआ हूं, आपने कहा मेरे प्रारब्ध हो सकते हैं मेरे प्रारब्ध हों, लेकिन प्रारब्ध के लिए भी सर एक माध्यम चाहिए होता है, और वो माध्यम की वजह से आज सर मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ। मैं उसके लिए आपको धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। और सर मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ विकास जी का, जिन्होंने मुझे यहाँ पर इन्वाइट किया। So dear friends, although I'm not going to speak too much because it's just like that कि सूरज के सामने एक दीपक दिखाने वाली बात है। प्रोफेसर तिवारी सर ने बहुत अच्छा इंटरेस्टिंग बोला, मैं फिर भी 2 शब्द बोल करके अपनी बात खत्म करूंगा। So first of all, I'm really thankful to you for inviting me for this valedictory session, and I'm also congratulate the entire team and especially Indian Research Scholar Association, and particularly Mr. Vikash and his entire team for taking the excellent academic initiatives. When Vikash has make a call to me and then he has sent the schedule of the academic session, and I have gone through that, and all these sessions were related to the enhancing the research quality, research paper writing skills, and all these things which were related to the research and its development. And the second is that IRSA has invited eminent speakers from various parts of the India and some other speakers from outside the India. So it's my really best wishes and heartful thankful to all the team, entire team of the IRSA and the Vikas and other team. Professor Tiwari sir, Hon'ble Vice-Chancellor of the Central University of Punjab, Bathinda. Professor Baskaran, he is from the Department of Political Science, the Public Administration and Development Studies, Faculty of Business Economics, University of Malaya, Malaysia, and dear participants and the organizing team. Well, friends, research writing is an important aspect of academia to express their views regarding the specialization and the subjects. Every researcher has been face to face with a blank page at some stage of their career, when initially that in the initial career, wondering where to start and what to write first. He was that time he or she is literally confused that from where I have to start, because he only know the goal. I have to write a thesis, I have to submit to the university, and that is going to award a PhD degree to him. But initially that fellow was blanks. So describing the one's research work in the format that is comprehensible to other and acceptable for the publication is no easy task. When you invest a lot of time, energy, and often money in some time in your research, you become initially and emotionally involved. Naturally, you are convinced of the value of the research and of its importance for the scientific community. While writing an article from scratch may appear a typical task for many of the young researchers, and process can be largely facilitated by the good groundworks when preparing your research projects and a systematic approach to the writing of it. By following very few and simple guidelines for each section. Research papers are highly recognized in the scholarly fraternity. In addition to that, the published research work provides a big weightage to the career growth and help to get admission in the reputed university. Research scholars doing the PhD. Here I would like to make one difference or one line over here. Sometimes that initially when a master's student came to the PhD, he sometimes confused with the research and the PhD. In many of the central universities and IIT and others prominent institutions, students go for the research. But here in my university, they come for the PhD program. They hardly see the difference between the research and PhD. Sometimes they think that research is PhD and PhD is the research, but it's entirely different. I always state in my class when I take the classes for the coursework of the PhD students that try to come to join as a research scholar rather than a PhD scholar. If you are coming to earn a PhD degree, you can earn a PhD degree, but might be research is not being a part of your life. But if you are coming for the research, it's obvious that research to hoga hi, PhD bhi award ho jayegi. So that's why I'm saying that it has become mandatory to publish their research paper at an international level, academic journals or the peer-reviewed journals. And many of these students who wish to apply for the further study in technical courses will discover that relevant published research paper help during the admission process. It is essential to highlight and list of proven steps to write a research paper for the renowned journals. And we talk about some criteria. First of all, I would like to mention that always choose a contemporary and relevant topic which suits to you. Conduct primary research and give micro funding for the different subjects or the diversified subjects. Always develop a title statements according to your contents and the context. Always create an outlines in your mind regarding your subject and the specialization area. Always conduct in-depth research and define the research steps. Then write a rough draft before submission and send it to some expert or maybe your guide to take the suggestions. And second last, revise and edit with a micro and minor observations. And finally, follow the guidelines of the research agency and prepare your MS according to those. And at the end, I would like to mention that the crafting a research paper is a multi-phase process that requires careful planning, dedication, and attention to details. By following a systematic research paper format, you can navigate through the various stages of the research paper, writing with the greater efficiency and effectiveness. By approaching your research paper with the delight and the commitment to excellence, you will not only meet the requirement of your assignment, but also contribute meaningful to the academic discourse surrounding your chosen topic. And finally, I would like to say that a well-crafted research paper is a testament to your scholarly ability and a valuable addition to the collective body of the knowledge in your field of specialization or the field of study, whatever you have decided over there. My humble request to all the research scholars who are attending this conference, try to make a clear difference between the research and the PhD degree. So whenever you are joining, when you are taking the admission in any of the university, go for the research rather than to go for the PhD program. And if you are coming for the research, it's obvious you will get a research, some published work, some reputed published work along with the PhD degree. I'm really thankful for the organizer for inviting me for this academic program, and I'm also really thankful to the entire team of Mr. Vikash and this IRSA, and I'm thankful to Professor Tiwari sir for listening me carefully. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Lesser words, but most effective ones. Especially the difference we need to draw between a PhD and a research scholar. Thank you so much, sir. Participants, next we have with us Professor Baskaran from University of Malaya, Malaysia. Professor Baskaran, I welcome you on the behalf of the Research Association in this conference. And Professor Baskaran is not joining with us for the first time. He has been helping us throughout the evolution of association. So we are very thankful for that. And I personally feel a connection with you as I read your CV, and it shows that you have done your master's degree in history from Punjab University. I am also proud alumni of that university. Sir, over to you.
Sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Arpan. Thank you, and I'm deeply honored to participate in this 1 week national level e-workshop on enhancing research paper writing skills organized by Indian Research Scholars Association, and particularly I'd like to commend and thank the effort of Vikash Kumar, the president of the organization, and the organizers of this event. I agree with Professor Raghavendra Tiwari that this is an excellent effort and valuable, initiative to build the capabilities of research capabilities. Unless there is a say that either you publish or perish. You know, so publishing is an art. So I agree with Professor Tiwari and his advice on young scholars, particularly those doing PhDs, to generate review articles, research articles from their thesis. And I'm going to give a few practical tips as an editor of a journal for the last 15 years. So, in addition, I would like to acknowledge it's a great honor to share this session with the chief guest, Professor Raghavendra Tiwari, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Punjab, Bathinda, and also our distinguished guest of honor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Maharaja, Suhel, University, Azamgarh. It's a great honor, sir, to share this session with you. And I would like to give some practical tips or some kind of input to help some of the mistakes, to avoid some of the mistakes generally made by young scholars when they submit articles or prepare submissions to journal submission. So let me share my screen and I'll just briefly discuss a few points. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, what I'm going to talk experience as a co-editor-in-chief of African Journal of Science, Technology, Innovation, Development for the last 15 years. So I will give some of the suggestions how not to make some mistakes which can lead to rejection, desk rejection, or delays in your peer review processing. So that's the aim of my presentation today. So this is a brief information about our journal. This is African Journal of Science, Technology, Innovation and Development. It was founded in 2009 with the main objective of enhancing young and emerging scholars, particularly in Africa, to publish and climb the publication ladder. And currently it is published by Taylor and Francis. Initially for 4 years we published in London with the independent publisher called Adonis Abe. Then we moved to Taylor and Francis in year 5. So currently we publish 8 issues per year. About 75% of the articles are African, based on focus on African issues, and 25% of articles on issues outside Africa. It's accredited by South African Department of Higher Education and Training, and it's indexed in Scopus. It's a Q2 ranked journal. It's also indexed in Emerging Social Citation Index, Elsevier Web of Science, and Cabell International. The number of submission we received before COVID, we received around 450 per year. And 2022, it jumped to over 600. In 23, it jumped to 700. Now, last year, 830 manuscripts were submitted. The acceptance rate is currently 11%. Previously, it was about 15 to 20%. The usage, readers, download, and views are 63,000 per year. So when we consider our objective of promoting scholarship and publications among emerging and young scholars, I think we are proud to say that in the last 15 years, we really enable hundreds of young and emerging scholars, not only in Africa, even outside Africa, to publish and establish their career. So now to the issue of what are the issues we have to pay attention before journal manuscript submission. See, you can see the number of submission and acceptance rate in our journal. It's a Q2 Scopus journal. We hope we will soon achieve Q1 ranking and move to Social Sciences Citation Index of Web of Science. So you can see the competitive situation in publishing world. It's a Scopus journal. We publish like 100, 110 papers a year in 8 issues. We are receiving 800 plus submissions. So as an editor, I have to do a lot of desk rejection, which sometimes I hate, but we can't afford to accept so many papers which we can't process and publish. So that's the reality, and young scholars who are trying to publish must keep in mind. And the challenges which come along with that, a lot of universities in different part of the world now, Vice-Chancellor Professor Tiwari mentioned in his university, they continue to insist on 2 papers from PhD thesis. That's quite common across the world in many countries. But what we see now, even for master dissertation, now they are introducing publication requirement. So we get a lot of publication submission from even master level scholars. So that's the problem one can observe, the amount of submission increasing in a fast rate. So when you try to submit a paper, please make sure you do some research before selecting journals. You try to shortlist 2 to 3 journals, select the target journal, and because you may get a desk rejection quickly, then you must have a number 2, number 3 in front of you to target. Yeah, instead of wasting time and getting dejected, you may have to pull yourself together and submit to another journal. So the important thing is to check the scope of the journal first. It's very important. In our journal, you see, there are 2 types of problems. So one is, yes, it's a multidisciplinary journal, but within multidisciplinary, there are disciplines we consider core: science, technology, innovation, and development. Yeah? But we get sometimes submission from taxation, finance, audit, corruption. These are not the issues we try to focus on. Yeah. So those authors who submit, either they didn't look at our scope, or they think they can just submit and hope for the best. Yeah. So that's not the attitude you should do. It's wasting your energy and time by submitting into a wrong journal, and when they get rejected, you get dejected. It's very difficult. Yes. So to avoid this kind of thing, you must match your journal article to a particular scope of the journal scope. The other thing we notice, people submit in a very careless way. Manuscripts are submitted without following the guidelines provided in the journal website. Author guidelines is there for a purpose. It has an objective. So authors are expected to follow very basic things like what is the word length. You have to, stick to that. How to present tables, figures. Some journals they don't want figures embedded in the main text. They want you to put them in a separate file, and also the referencing style, Harvard style, APA style, Chicago style, So there are, and also formatting the text itself in section, level 1 section, level 2, level 3, and so on. So these are technical issues, but it matters. When you submit a clumsily formatted, untidy, that immediately puts off the editor. See, I have a lot of associate editors from different sub areas of expertise. So I assign a paper to associate editor. Before it comes to me, it goes to admin, editorial admin. They do technical checks. If your paper doesn't follow the author guidelines, it failed technical check. So sometimes they reject or they send it back to the author to correct those mistakes. It takes time for you. It's unnecessary delay, and then they do originality test. I will come to the originality test in a minute. After it passes originality test, they assign to me, and the paper comes into my dashboard, and I assign to associate editor. So when I have 800 papers to deal in a year, what I do first, I'll just look at the abstract first. Abstract is like a showroom. Yeah? You go to any showroom, they have a nice, beautifully done object there to attract your attention. So in your abstract, you have to provide the main issues, like what is the main objective or the research question of the study, what methodology is employed, what data sample are employed, what are the major findings, 1 or 2 major findings, what is your contribution, or what is the implication of your study for policy or some stakeholder. So this is not a big deal to write, yeah. But invariably, even experienced researchers, they fail to write a decent abstract. As an editor-in-chief, I just look at the abstract. If I don't find what I'm looking for, all this information which just I mentioned, I simply reject. What else do you expect me to do? So I don't want to go and navigate what sample size you use, what methodology you used in page 19 or 20. I want it in the abstract itself. So even the readers, they expect this. This is writing good abstract is an art. You must not make a mistake of not paying attention to it. It's very important for your final article, as well as from editor's point of view, when we deal with deciding whether to process the article to the next stage of peer review. Language editing, Professor Tiwari mentioned, it's very important. He also mentioned about that AI tools nowadays enabling writing and things like that. I just want to add something to that. See, AI tools, journals allow you to use AI tools to streamline the academic style of writing and narrative, the coherence of the narrative. But journals will not allow you to use AI tools to create the text. You understand what I mean? There's a difference between these two. So even if you use for language editing, streamlining academic style of writing, it's better you acknowledge that the paper you employed AI tools for language editing and streamlining the narrative. You just acknowledge it. This is very important. So you cannot use the basic core paper. You must write in your own language first. Then apply AI tools to improve it. That's very important to understand. You cannot just create something with the AI tool and then edit the way you want to do. You have to create the article yourself in your own language. You draft it, then you apply AI tools. So you must be careful when you submit. Just read the author guidelines on how to use AI tools. Each journal, I'm sure they have instruction about that. I mentioned originality test before. When you submit, sometimes young scholars, they use conference paper to write a paper. Sometimes they have, let's say, research question 1, 2, 3 in their chapter, in their dissertation thesis. They have 3 chapters analyzing research question 1 and research question 2 and 3 respectively, and you convert them into 3 papers. But there are a few problems you have here. When you submit to your library repository, usually universities, you use Turnitin software for running originality tests to avoid text similarity and plagiarism issue. Okay, you have written something from your own thesis. You take it granted, it's my own work. In online world, it doesn't work like that. Your own work will match your research article and produce high similarity index, which is the software will interpret as plagiarism, and of course it will indicate who is the author of the source and what is the problem here. It will identify the paper matches with the thesis, and the author of the thesis and the author of the papers are same. So basically, you are, according to the software, you are plagiarizing your own work. It's technically a problem for journals, so you need to run your originality test using Turnitin, because the publisher, they have a very powerful software, Authenticate. So they will even find matching with sometime. We may not sometimes understand how it works, but it works powerful software. It can detect. So you better run your originality test, and also you acknowledge when you derive paper from thesis and dissertation. It's always better put acknowledgement. This paper is derived from the thesis. Give your own reference and put it in the bibliography. That takes care of this everything. Yeah. So that must be a small job, but it will save time of rejections and revisiting and trying to address this problem. It reduces work on journal staff and for you as well. So the other issue, yes, young scholars, they use their thesis, their dissertation to write papers. But you must understand the difference. When you write a thesis, the format and style is different. The order, the organization is different from journal article. So you end up editing heavily, rewriting for journal article. You can't just copy paste all the way you present in sections and subsections. It's not acceptable. So when I open some file, I can easily see it's just written, reproduced from a thesis. because the author doesn't bother to rewrite and create, authentic journal paper. They're lazy. Yeah? So similar things goes to conference paper, working papers. When you write a conference paper and publish in a conference proceeding, that is already a publication, and you try to publish the same article in a journal, it creates problem. Yeah. So you must acknowledge, first of all, you must acknowledge the conference paper or the working paper. Second, you must justify how different is your journal manuscript from the conference paper or working paper. You have to briefly acknowledge, capturing the distinct contribution of your research paper you want to publish in a journal, and the conference paper or working paper you already published, which is somewhere there in the online. Yeah. So this is very important. The literature review, Professor Tiwari mentioned, the university encourages PhD students to publish review papers and research articles. I fully support and I agree that should be the case. However, I want to add one thing. When you do, as he mentioned one thing, those days people expect you really become an experienced scholar before writing a review article. Nowadays, you don't need it, because nowadays we have a lot of software and technological development can enhance your horizon of knowledge and expertise of writing a review article. You don't have to become 60-year-old scholar before writing a. I agree with that. However, the thing is, from publication point of view, publisher point of view, you must use systematic literature review frame. Unless it is a systematic literature review, for example, in our journal, I don't even open it. I just reject. So any review article, any conceptual article, it's unless it's a systematic thing, it's very unattractive for an editor. Yeah. The other important thing is you use primary data. Nowadays, very important ethics approval. Primary data, either questionnaire survey, interviews, observation, especially with the human beings, this is must from publisher point of view. You must obtain ethical approval from your university or institution, wherever you are employed, that you follow the institutional regulation about research ethical approval, guidelines. Things like universities, they have rules. When you have to have a co-author, maybe your supervisor. In my university, until this year, the PhD publication, if it is Scopus, two publication from two different Scopus articles, and if it is SSCI or ISI, Web of Science, one article. And the corresponding author must be one of the supervisors. Student cannot be a corresponding author, to make sure they don't make mistakes and create problem for the university. But then university, a lot of professors are unhappy about being forced to be a corresponding author, and a lot of debate, and now they agreed that unless a supervisor agrees to be a corresponding author, there is no need to put this as a compulsory criteria. So a lot of students, sometimes they submit without following the university instruction or guidelines in this matter, and then they try to include new authors midway through the process. That's not possible. If you want to include names, before submission, decide who are the people who contributed to the paper. who deserve to be co-authors. There are a lot of people maybe helping you, but you don't have to put all of them in there. If it is significant contribution, then it deserves to be a co-author. So you can't include additional authors in between after submission, during the review process, or before. Sometimes we receive requests to change the author's name and the final production stage. It's not going to happen. In such cases, we advise, okay, you acknowledge these people, and if you don't want to agree with our suggestion, withdraw. That's simple, No journal will agree to such requests. So I think the last point is sometimes people try to be clever by submitting same time different journals. You have undertaken, declaration. When you submit, you click, click, click. One of the declaration is it's an original contribution, not submitted elsewhere. So when you do this, sometime, you will be caught out. You may not get, for example, I can see suddenly when we send reports to authors for revision, after a while they will say we want to withdraw the paper. The reason is simple. They have submitted it somewhere else. They already got acceptance or something, and they are trying to withdraw from our journal. So I just tell the people, the editorial admin, to blacklist this kind of authors. Yeah. So they will never able to submit again to our journal. So I think there are small things like this. I hope it's useful. And if you need anything else, you're always welcome to contact me. So I think this is where I will end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's very insightful presentation that you have given to us. And very important points that we should keep in mind. Actually, most of us sometimes know, but still we commit these mistakes and face rejections. Thank you so much, sir. It's highly helpful for us. And next I invite Dr. Hemant for official vote of thanks to our
Arpanji, before inviting to Dr. Hemant ji, please invite to some of the participants for the feedback.
Yes, sir. I'm extremely sorry that I could not that. I would like to invite the participants to share the feedback.
Certain names I have sent to you.
So it would be really helpful if you can read that out. I can see those.
So just I would like to invite Rinkialu Chai, Dr. Rinkialu Chai. She is from Arunachal Pradesh.
Good evening, sir. Good evening and greetings from Arunachal, sir. I'm Dr. Rinkialu, one of the participants of 1 week national level workshop, which was on enhancing research paper writing skill. I must say, on behalf of my co-participant, from selecting a topic to formulating a research problems to writing research questions to finding suitable journal to publish our paper, we have learned a lot from 1 week program, sir. Cut in short, the tips and tricks on writing and publishing a research paper we have learned. Eminent scholars, eminent speakers from distinguished background we have learned from their sessions. We had 17 sessions, and in each session we have gathered one or more important points which we will be using in our future, sir. I thank Indian Research Scholar Association IRSA, and I thank all the speakers for sharing such valuable inputs which will be benefiting to all of us for our growth to write good papers, and we look forward for such meaningful association in future as well. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just I would like to invite to Anurag Yadav. He is a scholar in the Central University of the Pondicherry for the brief feedback.
Good evening, sir. I'm very happy to see our Vice-Chancellor here, R.P. Tiwari. I did my LLM from Central University of Punjab. Currently, I'm pursuing PhD from Pondicherry University. I'm really grateful to got this opportunity to participate in 1 week workshop of research writing, and and it was very privileged to learn from the various eminent professors, many of whom were the part of the different editorial board of the renowned journals from India and abroad also. And almost every part of the research writing was covered by the different professors. I'm very thankful for that. We are going to use that in our future writing skill. I'm also thankful to the Vikas sir for organizing such events. And best to, and also he has provided various opportunity to directly contact to the various professors like the Baskaran sir and Mamumo sir, so that we can easily communicate to them, and we can use this option as a to publish our article in the good journal. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag sir. So just I would like to invite Sepunai for the brief feedback.
A very good evening, sir. A very good evening to all the respected professors and to all the participants. Taking this opportunity, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizing team of this 1 week national level e-workshop on enhancing research paper writing skills. Throughout this week-long e-workshop, I have learned quite a lot about what to do and how to do from different esteemed professors. And I'm looking forward to participating in more of e-workshops, seminars, and conferences organized by the Indian Research Scholars Association, as this kind of online platform gives scholars like me an opportunity to learn from experts across the country and also from outside the country, which I wouldn't have get it if it's conducted offline due to financial and other distance inconveniences. I really enjoy every single sessions in this 1 week e-workshop. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roman. Sir, you are trying to say something?
So yeah.
No. I just said thank you.
Yes. Okay, sir. So just one participant want to share her experience. Jaya Pandey, are you here? Jaya Pandey, she's a research scholar in the economics department. Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University, Jagat. I think she's not here. So just I would like to invite to Dr. Hemant Kumar ji. He's our association, the mentor of this association and the guardian of this association, and also the postdoctoral fellow in the Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. So I invite to you, Dr. Hemant ji, for the formal vote of thanks. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Kumar, and good evening to all present here. My name is Dr. Hemant Kumar. It is my profound honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks at the valedictory session of the 1 week national level e-workshop on enhancing research paper writing skill organized by Indian Research Scholar Association. So first and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Professor R.P. Tiwari sir, Honorary Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Punjab, Bathinda, for gracing this occasion and delivering an insightful and inspiring address. Sir words have added immense value to this session and to the entire workshop. I would like to to extend my sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar sir, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Maharaja Suhel University, Azamgarh, and Professor Baskaran sir from University of Malaya, Malaysia. Sir, each of you brought a unique perspective to this session, and your presence has been tremendous source of encouragement for the research community. And I would be remiss if did not thank Mr. Vikas Kumar, President of the Indian Research Scholars Association, for his dynamic leadership and for opening today's session with such a warm welcome address. So this workshop has been a great success, and for that we are indebted to all the distinguished speakers, resource persons, participants, and our organizing team. Your active participation, thoughtful questions, and enthusiastic engagement over the past week made this event meaningful and productive. Last but certainly not the least, I extend my deepest appreciation to the organizing committee and technical team. And let us continue the momentum we have gained over the past week and make this learning journey translate into high quality research contribution from each one of us. Thank you all once again. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Dr.
Thanks to you.
Thank you, Dr. Hemant Kumar. Thank you, Vikash. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What's the Arpan? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much for all of you. It's excellent effort, and I really appreciate what you're doing. It's
Thank you so much,
really
sir.
amazing. For 1 week, you have organized such a wonderful event, which benefits so many young people. Thank you so much. Excellent job.
So we are doing just because of your blessings, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. We have your email, sir. We will be contacting you, sir, for.
Okay. Please share. No problem. You are welcome to contact me for any suggestion or whatever I help I can provide. I'm very glad to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us in this